3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to another video, guys. Today is gonna be a little different. Story times, or story time I should say, by a friend. But by who is gonna be the question. I haven't seen you guys in a while, I should say that.
It's gonna be by me, bitch.
I'm gonna smoke real quick, so I'll be right back. Spartan, I'll make a video call with you, just to talk. I get lonely outside.
Oh. Oh God. Bring your booty here first, thank you. Yes. So so back in my 6th grade year, and I want to say I'm about 11 years old. Yeah. So I'm 11 years old, 6th grade, which is the 6th year of basic of like it's basically right after primary school. Yeah, for like you guys, but it's middle school where I live. So it's the first year of middle school where I live, and when I was before I was even 11, I just want to let y'all know this. I already knew what sex was before I was like 8.
I knew what that was when I was
So,
2.
Kate, I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I'm pretty sure I knew what sex was when I was in like 3rd grade, but
I knew.
so this time in class, I always sat in the back of the class, and I was like by myself in the back of the class. So hormones got the best of me, and I may or may not have started stroking one out in class.
Nice, dude.
And thankfully, well, there was a substitute teacher that we had.
Snipe me.
And this is the funny part.
No,
We had a
Riley, I
substitute
think
teacher,
Riley, I think you mean a.
and the substitute
prostitute
teacher noticed I was doing it.
No way.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here,
Doing
He
man.
told me to stop. I didn't quite understand.
Doing what?
Stroking my wee-wee. I was stroking my 2-inch Peter.
So.
Wait, you got a 2-incher then? I don't even have a 2-incher now, dude.
Wanking is what you're saying.
But no,
You
what?
wanking. Were you wanking?
Yeah, I was. Yes, but
Oh, that
so he told me to
must
stop
have felt
again.
nice.
He told me to stop again. I wasn't quite sure, and then he's like, "All right, stop." And basically, I went and got in trouble, and I got suspended for like a week. Kane, chill. Oh my
Jesus,
God.
Kane.
I have autism.
We're trying to hear the fucking story.
Yeah.
I have autism.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, I know. May or may not what in 7th grade and happened to have done it again, but except this time I didn't get in trouble, and I busted a fat one.
Wait, this is a meme I said, Riley. Just tag somebody that jerked off in class.
Oh wait.
Why are two people fucking wanna kill me?
And then he was like, we were in a party then, and he was like,
Determined.
well, I
I
got a
got it.
story to tell.
Basically, me and my buddy Aiden, we went and we were like planning to get basically stoned out of our minds, right? And we got his friend in it, and then his friend had invited a couple other people who brought even more weed. So basically, we just had a lot of weed, and I was new to smoking at this point, and bong hits hit me a lot harder than I realized, and I probably cleared about 3 bowls by myself.
Jesus.
Oh.
I was extremely high, and
He
I
was
remember being
fucked
like
up.
I was after like my 1.5 bowl. There was this chick there who
Dude,
brought
I'm too
over
high for
like
this.
some hard liquor. She brought some hard liquor. It tasted like what is that called? I'm trying to think of what it's called. Tasted like just so minty, and it was like I'm trying to think of like what it's called, but
The drop liquor? Or you mean like...
Definitely wasn't Fireball.
Dude, no, it was like a silver something.
Whiskey?
That's all I remember. Also, that was a Kobe and a half.
Wait, whiskey's.
I don't think it was whiskey. I think it was, it was a hard liquor. I just can't think of the name. Vodka, I think.
Old
It was
Strike?
Oh, vodka, dude. I had that
It was
before.
vodka. And it,
Ow.
it was like silver something vodka, right? And that shit, okay. So my friend was a pussy about it and only took like a small little sip, and I was like,
Fuck you, King.
because I wanted to show off. Wow, I just want you to know I was already high at this point, and they're like, bro, let's get some crossfade up with this bitch, and I was like, ooh, alright, like, I'm down to try it. I'm never getting crossfaded again, because on top of being stupid high, I was dummy drunk because I chugged the bottle for like 5 seconds straight.
Those are rookie
I was
numbers.
coughing hard. Okay, look, I don't drink, first of all, Ian. Second of all, I never drank hard liquor in my life. So, on top of already being stoned like halfway at least, I was now partially drunk. No, I decided to go back for like another bowl and a half. So basically I'm at my, 3 bowl mark, and then, like 4 or 5 shots, maybe like 6 shots of like fucking vodka.
Oof.
So,
Once again, those are rookie numbers.
Ian, I get it, but like for me, it was, I was like, I think I was like 16, maybe 15. So, that shit hit hard, and I actually have a video of my friend being so baked out of his mind. So there's like, I'm on the top bunk, alright? And he's on like this bottom bunk part, but it was like a couch under me, and it wasn't like an actual, like a bed, but it was a bottom bunk with like a couch under it. And I start recording, I looked down at it, and I was like, hey, 1 out of 10, how like this fucked are you?
Ow.
And
Ow,
he
that
just
hurt.
looks up at me with like the most baked face I've had to see in my life, and he just gives me a little grin, and I'm like, I'm gonna take that as fucked, and he gives me this dumbass smile, and then it felt like 2 seconds, and he just reached up, smacked my phone out of my hand, and I'm so baked just on top of the bunk, I'm like, I have to get that now, you fucking cunts. Like, I just had like the most deep sigh ever. I was like, I really.
My first time getting high was a very other story, very different.
That wasn't my first time getting high, but that was my first time getting crossfaded.
My first time getting
nice.
high was when I was 3.
Nice game. So
Gross person
during school we had some school hours or lessons that just didn't go through, so we had like time before for next class.
Ow! What a
Ooh,
shot.
that bank shot.
So some friends of mine which said let's go smoke
You're
once.
not telling the
He actually
stories,
brought
by the way.
something.
No, Mikey.
So we went to like a little overpath, so we went under the bridge. And he just rolled something, a pure one, and I was like, ooh, yeah. So I took way more than I should have taken at that time. So during my next class,
Oh no.
all I
You told me
remember
this before.
is just the teacher
Oh, I know him.
looking straight at me with all my stone friends, and
Yeah.
she's like, she just nods her head, walks around, and is just like acts normally, like she hasn't seen anything.
Spartan.
So I just go through with it the
Right
whole,
straight into-
just my whole class, like baked out of my mind. We had some art class, I think, so I needed to make something.
God damn it, Riley.
I got a
Bro,
pretty
you're
good grade
right.
for that.
like probably like some
Yo,
snottiest thing
okay.
ever.
So
I've been in the high during school like twice, okay? And the one time that it was really bad was the. Oh no, I'll tell you the first time. So the first time I got high,
Yo.
it was right before school, and it was like a half day.
Nice.
So we weren't going until about noon. And so my friend's dad was driving us, and right before I left, I decided to quickly smoke a quick bowl. I only wanted to get a little high, but it was I took it all in like one hit though, so it got me like super fucked. And I walk over to his house, and I'm like it's already hitting me. I'm like, I'm fucked.
Yeah, I feel you. That's the best
I was
feeling.
like, hey, Devin, I'm
Ow.
like
That
super
he
baked.
should have been dead.
And
should be
he's
dead by
like,
now.
what do you mean? I was like, I'm like dummy high. And he's like, oh, well that, just don't say anything around my dad. And I was like, alright, that's fine. I can do that. And so I'm sitting in the back of that car, baked out of my mind, just like I'm so fucked, and I'm just sitting there like just staring out into space, and then we get to the fucking, we just get to school, and oh my god, I step out of the car and I'm like, bro, that was the most stressful thing I've ever had to do in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, bro, I was so stressed. I was like, I never wanted to go through that again. And
Nah, people like whenever I say some shit, like people bring up smoking and shit. Like, I'm just sitting over here like I'm fucking allergic to that shit. So, and people keep asking
Are
me
you
like, how
actually?
the fuck are you? Yes, I am.
Huh.
People keep asking me like,
Oh,
how the
wow.
fuck are you allergic? And I'm just like,
Have
I
you tried
no
edibles?
fucking clue.
Edibles
No, I haven't,
affect
but-
you differently. Cause I know somebody who's allergic to weed. They can't smoke it, but they can eat edibles. So maybe you should try edibles.
How
But,
do you
like,
like
how
my
allergic? Is
NF,
it like deathly allergic?
Pretty much.
Jeez.
Wait.
So maybe like a small bit of an edible, and you might be just like fine.
Wait. So you can die from just taking a joint?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Okay.
another time I got high was I bought a edible in the beginning of school from my buddy, and he told me that he put like 4 grams of weed
Oh.
in the batch, and that shit didn't hit me for a minute. Okay, so I wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh, this ain't shit. 30 minutes later. I only took half too. I only took half of like the tiny cookie, and like kept the rest for like later. And by like the beginning of my first class, I am just so
You should have been late.
absolutely just I'm done. I lay my head down and I'm like pass out. And then my teacher wakes me up like a minute after class ends, and she's like, "Hey, class is done." And I wake up and I'm just drooling all over my fucking arm, but like I had a coat on, so like it was really just my coat was just drenched in my drool. And I was like, that was a good nap. And I just sit up and walk off to my next class like nothing happened. Okay, and just throughout that day, I was just so fucked. And then noon hit, I went ate something, and then or right before I ate something, I took the edible. So like I was still on an empty stomach because I normally don't eat anything for breakfast. So I'm like on an empty stomach eating.
How
an
did
edible.
that not kill?
That shit hit
I wasn't even aiming
hard
in.
in about 15 minutes after I ate it, and
were
I was baked
fucked.
throughout. I was fucked even more than before. I was so baked out of my mind. I slept through like, so I have a free period, and I had a free period during my I had third and
Let's go
fourth.
shot.
So
You would've killed me.
I had third class, and then my fourth is free. I have a free period, and so I went into my third, and then he just let me sleep throughout the whole 2 hours, and then he's like, "Hey, fifth period's here," and I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "Yeah, it's fifth," and I was like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah, you slept through the entire thing." I was like, "I was just gonna let you," and I was like, I was like, bro,
Thank you.
I love you, man. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like, you're the most highway ever. I was like, yo, I love you, bro. Like, you're the best teacher ever. Like, bro, you don't even understand how much, like, I love you, bro. Like, no homo. Like, I was so baked. It
Oh,
was so
FW,
funny
or-
to,
oh,
like,
that's not
when
FW,
my,
that's-
because my
No,
friend was, like,
it's
right
me.
next to me.
Farm.
And he's like, bro, you are fucked.
Not fair.
Damn it.
And the dude who
Job,
gave
I'm
me the edible,
literally
I
on,
have
like,
him in my
0
sixth
HP pretty
hour,
much.
and he's like, yo, you look, he's like, are you all right? And I was like, I just sat there and giggled at him. And
You're like,
the chick
no.
the weird chick that's in like our group at the table was like, yo, is he fucking like good? Like, he is
Damn it.
fucked, isn't he? And he's like, yeah, he bought an edible to me this morning. And she's like, oh, that's why.
That explains a lot, dude.
And I was like, I just look up and smile here, like, like the most dumbest laugh ever. Just like the most just baked laugh.
Riley
I've
was
ever
high
done.
out of
Just-
his fucking mind.
As soon as I saw the teacher like walking over, and I immediately just flopped my head down and just started to like pass out again. And she's
Oh
like,
my God.
"Yo, he is like." He's like not on this planet anymore. And I was like, and I just raised up my thumb like, yup. Like, I was
Oh,
just,
God,
I was
dude.
out of that planet, dude. It was funny because the teacher came up to me too. She's like, hey, are you just gonna like sleep again? Because I normally sleep in her class too. And I was all like, I looked up at her with a really dumb face, and I was like, yes. And the most serious tone ever, just yes. And just
Job.
laid my head back down.
Wow, dude.
No fucks given.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely none given.
Yeah.
And then there's the time where I figured
Wait.
out that Australia is not connected to the mainland.
Oh yeah, Riley, wait with this. Kane, what's up?
You know, when you complete the EDZ mission, do you get devils after that?
Yes.
Like, that's the last
Yeah.
thing you have to do.
Okay, Riley.
So, I know I've told this story a couple times. So me and
Oh,
Ed,
yeah.
this is like one of the first times me and F-Jub are like really hanging out. And it's during a raid, okay? And I know there's me and my buddy Gear, and then it's like an Aussie, a British, and then another, was it another Netherland dude? Or
It was,
something? Or was it like was it two British?
Where's it? Scotland?
I know Gear was there. Oh, was he Scotland?
Yeah, Opium.
Was he from Scotland? Okay. Oh yeah, Opium. Okay,
The
yeah.
Scottish
so,
guy.
Was it
Yeah.
Opium?
Yeah, it was
I
with
didn't
him.
realize Opium was with us. Huh.
I need to
yeah,
help
anyway,
him,
So we're all no, you weren't there.
Yeah, he helped me get troops,
But
so I
we're-
needed to help
oh,
him
yeah,
with a
'cause,
raid.
Yeah, Opium was giving me bad shit for it, and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, I'm just baked."
Hey,
Who?
who left?
And what
Kane
happened?
just left.
Okay.
Kane. So,
I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Gotcha.
okay. But basically, while
How long does the mission take?
Uh,
um,
if you have a guide, like 2 minutes.
The
In my
guide. What do you
bed.
mean by
Anyways,
that?
Go up to
Yeah.
Dead
but
channel.
as I was saying,
Like if I know what to do.
So during this raid,
Whoa.
I'm just
What was a
absolutely
guide?
just
What do you
I'm
mean
just
by that?
thwacked out of my mind with just so baked. And because
I didn't know
I
he was
thought
here,
it was
really.
a great idea to smoke a fat bowl right before we
Yeah,
started.
I was like, well, we're doing a raid, Riley. Are you sure that's that's the best idea you can do right now?
I was
He's
like, yo, we're doing
yeah.
Crown of Sorrow during Penumbra. I remind you, during Penumbra. So like we at 750, I was at 750. I was chilling at 750, and I was like, yo, I'm chilling, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, I'm entirely fine. I know what I'm doing.
He's
And
like,
that was, I think,
Bro,
the
he
face
quit
he
the
made
fucking blind
during
guy.
that, saying that, I was
I'm
like,
pretty sure it was my first ever raid completion on that raid too. So
Ooh.
I'm sitting there baked out of my mind and just absolutely quiet like the entire time. And out of nowhere, they come out like, they're talking about something about Australia, okay?
Yeah.
And I come out of nowhere, like, isn't Australia connected to the mainland?
My that's
Like,
that's like the
in
most I was
high
like,
tone ever,
what?
like mid-raid, like they were just having a casual conversation about how like Australia I think was like an island, and I came out of nowhere with that fucking just stupid ass question, and so we finished the raid, and I'm like, because I was like towards the end of the raid, and so I was like, hold up, I gotta like figure this out. And if you look on my Instagram, you can actually find the post when it was, because I posted that night a map of Australia, and I was like, y'all know that Australia is connected to the mainland.
Yeah, he actually tagged me in that message.
Because I had to clarify. Yeah, because I had to clarify for myself. I was so baked. I had to clarify for myself that Australia was not connected to like some other like fucking land. Because I don't even fucking know.
Oh,
Also,
that's
you
on the
just
list.
low-key saved me, Ian, but then killed me. I don't know, it was just so funny, because, like, after I'm getting, like, everybody was giving me so much shit for it, but after was, yo, guys, he's just really high, and I was like, I'm just sitting there giggling. But, like,
Baked out
that
of his
raid is,
damn eyes.
I've only ever done that raid, like, I want to say, like, 4 or 5 times, and, the first time, I was not baked. The rest of the times, like, all my other completions, except for one, baked out of my mind.
Yeah. Dude, that
Bro,
was
all y'all are over here with fucking mountaintop, and y'all, I'm just over here with nothing.
Riley. How we met was also like the moment we really started to like from. I see somebody was
Oh my God.
evenly retarded as me.
The yes, so the day, okay, I remember it very vividly, and I don't think I'll ever forget it. The day me and F-Jump met. We met in a group post for, you know, like our raids, kind of like our raids first, but not really. We were just going to see what, you know, the raid was about, right? So at day one, we were trying to complete it. So day one, we go into the raid, into Crown of Sorrow, and we didn't complete it, clearly, but like,
Yeah,
'cause
we're not
that was
good.
the one time I wasn't high. But we went into it, like we got pretty far, like surprisingly. We got to the first phase of
Yeah, Goran.
of Garon, yeah. And oh my God, so that was just my butt buddy throughout the entire raid. Like, anything we did together was just, I was like, yo, hunt hard, and he just looked over me like, I could see him low-key just nodding at, like, what I'd said. I didn't even, like, we didn't even have to, like, exchange words to know that we were just both fucking retarded. Like, our retardation just, like, we low-key linked retardation and just absolutely went with it.
Yeah, dude. It was
And
like,
that's basically how we ended up becoming friends. And then I was like, yo, I gotta friend you. You're my huntard buddy.
dude. I think we actually
And
took
so
multiple selfies
we,
during that raid.
me and you, yeah, me and you, yeah. We took so many selfies during that shit. We ended up, after that, me and him
I should've
just
died
left,
there.
and we went and did our
No,
own
you got
thing.
lucky.
Like, what did we do after that? I forgot. We just went and did, like, our own thing for, like, a while, didn't we?
I
Or,
think
like,
we did private
something, or
matches.
no, oh yeah, we were doing private matches with like somebody else. I just don't remember who. Or yeah, it was just that we just connected over just
Damn.
that, and it was
That's
just so
fast.
funny for us. like, I don't know. I don't think I could ever find a better
Okay, I'm done with this
fucking
gun.
how I met somebody, you know, story. But actually, one of my favorite ever Destiny stories was back on Destiny 1 on my 360. I want to say about 3 years ago. And I've told this story a couple times, I think, to either F-Tub or definitely Ian. I know I've told it to Ian because we played Destiny 1 recently. But and it's actually the story of how I got Flawless Reader on Destiny 1. And so basically me and my buddy Georgie, for like ever, we went and so two-manned Crota's End. Like every week, every reset on all 3 characters, and just did it like on both easy and hard mode. And
Nice.
so I think I was on my hunter, and the best part about this is I was on my hunter and he was on his titan, and that was our two main characters.
I'm big,
So
Sparta.
that was like the best part.
I know.
So the best part was like we're on our main characters, and I think he was we basically we got so we finished normal mode like like usual within about 15 20 minutes, and so we we're like, all right, let's get hard mode done and over with. And I think this was like our last character switch too, and we're just like getting really close. We had to clutch up and actually kill Crota because like we almost didn't.
Job,
But he was able to get
as
his
soon as
bubble
you sent
back
me
in
that
time.
invite, I was finished.
Nice.
He was able to get his bubble up back in time for a second DPS phase, or no, we had to go for a third DPS phase, and he, you know that the side part where Crota.
But you're
was
telling
banned?
me Saint
We
Fourteen
went
is
and-
Shax's brother?
No.
Can you let me?
We'll explain it, Kane.
Anyways, so like fucking okay, so you know how Crota will go onto that like side part and be like
Yeah, the bridge.
and you want to like go into like the inside.
Mhm.
So basically what happened was I was like, you know what,
I hit that.
I'm gonna go balls deep in this. I was like, I'm gonna go balls deep in this, and I just grew the fattest of balls. And while he was just standing up there, he had like the sliverest of health too. Georgie went up, popped his bubble, and I fucking ran through the bubble, got weapons of light, and just started fucking going up and smacking the shit out of the boss because he popped it right on Crota. So I just started fucking smacking the shit out of Crota while he was like at where like Crota would normally stand, and we killed right there, got flawless raider, and it came in like after like a couple seconds of us killing him. We're like, all right, we did it, whatever. And then all of a sudden, in the in the bottom of our screens, flawless raider pops up, and we're like, wait, hold up. I was like, Georgie, do you see what I just saw? And he's like, I think. And I was like, is that really flawless raider? And I was like, yo, we just started freaking out from that board. Like, yo, what the fuck? Flawless raider on hard mode Crota.
Nice.
We flipped our shit, dude. It was like the best moment. 2-man hard mode Crota flawless. It was like for us, it was like a really great moment because
Don't you get
Georgie
that by
was like,
not dying during the raid?
Yeah.
yeah, it means both your teammates cannot die. Like nobody in your team can die during the raid.
Damn.
Yeah, I never got that because I
just saw it
only
go
have
Riley.
retards when I play.
See, it still counts as a kill because I hit him. So. Have fun
I
being
still found a
blinded.
blow though.
Taking my 7th column. Suck my dick.
Oh.
I have a clip
Oh,
of it,
tell him that
F-Dub.
story.
Have
Tell
I
him that
told you? Have I
story.
told you that story, F-Dub?
No.
So we're doing fucking momentum control, right?
Damn it.
Yeah.
And okay, we half of our team's on the other side of the map, and it's on the Dreaming City map, right?
Get out.
I'm
already a god at pre-charge.
And my man's, guess what he does? Guess what he pulls? So
Get out.
I caught my super in their spawn,
why
and
does
all
this
of
thing
them are
run on
spawning there,
primary?
right? Their entire team spawned there.
Why does
I
this thing
realized
run on
after
primary?
watching the clip
Yeah.
of
This
me
is too
slapping
good. This
everybody
should've
with an
run on
arc
primary.
strider. I realized after watching the clip of slapping everybody with an arc strider
raid boss.
that
raid
Ian
bosses are
took
gonna
the
get
first
melted
kill
by
that would have got
this.
me the 7th column.
Raid
Yeah,
bosses are
Riley.
gonna get
Another teammate took
Riley got
melted
rolled
by
off.
this.
For me getting a 7th column. I was beyond tilted. I was like, yo, 2 people took 2 of my kills to get me a 7th column. It was all with the arc strider too. It was such a fucking good play on my
I
part.
didn't charge.
It was so good. Oh my god. I was
I'm gonna say I
was
just
livid.
killed 3 people in a
I
row
was-
with a.
Absolutely livid. Oh, I know one. Okay, so So I live in Washington, okay?
Oh no,
And
no, no,
my
no.
dad,
Wait, you live in
who
Washington,
I
did you
don't
say?
live.
Oh
I
no.
live in Washington State.
Yeah,
But
mate.
so I actually two stories. There's two stories. I have
Oh
two stories
god,
lined
I
up.
know
So
one of
first one
these.
is me and my dad. My dad was like, "Hey, you want to go see your aunt up in Idaho?" So I was like, "All right, yeah, sure." So, but he's also at the time married to this girl named Shay. So we go up into Idaho, 7-hour fucking drive, sucked balls. It was more like 10 hours because we had to sit around for like 3 hours.
Damn.
Because traffic, bad traffic. And so during Christmas, we're like opening presents, right? And Shay comes out and gives me this wooden stick thing.
Oh no.
And I'm like, what is this? And she's like, no, it just this dude made it and I thought it was cool, so I got it for you. And I was like, thanks. And we get home, I walk into my room or walk into my house, and I was like, hey mom, look what I got. And she's like, what the fuck is that? A fucking anal drill? And I was like, yes mom, it is my anal drill. So during the weekend, my parents, they're going up to a different like city, and they're gonna be gone for like the entire weekend, right? And so because I was a bit younger, they had my cousin needed a place to like spend the night. They had my cousin Nina, chick by the way, come spend the night. And I was telling my friends about it, and one of my friends who don't ask why he knows
damn it.
this. He knows the law of sexual shit because he had to learn it for reasons that are unfortunate.
Explain
But
now.
I can't. It's a little too much of detail. But he's like, hey, Riley, and I'm like, what? He's like, by the way, it's legal to fuck your cousin in Washington, and I'm like, yeah? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I'm not fucking my cousin. And he's like, why not? And I was like, bruh, first of all, no. Second of all, no. Third of all, my cousin, you, no, and she's not pretty.
If she were pretty though, you smash.
Oh, fuck yeah, no. Sweet home Alabama. Dun, dun, dun. You know, to play, like, I told my cousin that when he told me, and she's like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah. I was like, dude, I'm not fucking my cousin. And she's like, yeah, I wouldn't fuck you either. You're kind of younger than me. And I was like, yeah, I know.
Wait, how old were you
So
and
how old were
she?
you?
Yeah. When you
At
age.
the time, I think she was, I want to say she was like 19 or 20. And I'm like 14 or 15, maybe 16.
That's a
So
big
she's
difference,
like 4
dude.
years older than me.
That's a
She's
big
like 4 years
difference,
older
bro.
than me. Yeah, 4 years is a big difference. You're darn tootin'.
You're darn cute,
But-
bro.
You're darn tootin', brother.
You're my
Yeah,
honky,
I was
dude.
like, bro, I'm a white honky. But yeah, no, yeah, that was just a experience that I didn't want to have, but I had it.
That's like, I heard the story and was like,
So did you end up effing your cousin?
no, he did not.
Yes, we fucked. She was tight as shit.
Damn.
Wait, you
She
actually
called
did?
me daddy.
That
No.
cousin pretty tight.
No, I'm entirely joking. I'm actually carrying this team right now, bro.
I am at the bottom.
Excuse me?
So I'm at my place, dude.
Yeah, Job's at the bottom. That's where he deserves to be.
No, that's where I.
I made them
Yeah.
waste the shadow shot. You're welcome.
Jobs like tried to think of something to
That's
come
fine,
back,
man.
but he couldn't. He just admitted that yeah, it kind of is
Batman,
where he
use your
should be
super.
right now.
Batman used the
I'm
Go
gonna
force.
use it.
and super him, Batman.
Batman,
The power of the
Batman,
Force.
send out Robin.
Batman.
Batman, send out Robin and annihilate everything.
Well,
So, I realized that every class in this game except for Warlocks is an Avenger.
What?
So you have
oh yeah.
you have
Really?
Hunters, Hunter Night Stalkers, and Arc Staffs as Hawkeye. You have you have
Freaking Sunbreaker is Thor.
Titans is Captain America, and
Thor.
Sunbreakers is Thor. But like, what do Warlocks got? No.
Ikora's just
I
in the
tried to make a
Avengers, I
joke
just got
that
enemies.
that Chaos Reach was
Emperor
Iron Man
Palpatine.
in a way. No, I was saying Iron Man
Bloody Star Wars, you idiot.
because that was a bit. I was trying to make it kind of like, but like Star Wars, there's not really a good version. Like,
Wait, should we do a karaoke night?
I'd clearly win.
God. No, I would.
Sweet home Alabama.
Oh wait, Riley, give me some Southern
I would
songs.
definitely win.
Oh, of course, you're using a
Oh,
thorn.
when I fucking my sister. What? She don't call me brother. I'm Mr. Dick Lister. Pack a fat lip, then I roll downtown. On my green tractor, I don't fuck around. Roadkill, that's what I eat. And gator pussy is my favorite treat. That's all I gotta say, so I guess this is bye. Yeehaw. Summer out, bye.
No, I can't see
Yeah,
something.
I'm gonna take my horse to
We're
the
still
old
on
town
down
hall.
road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Kate sounds like he's
Sound
being
like a girl
anally
who's getting butt fucked.
fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. See, same, like I said, same wavelength. We're just on the same stupid wavelength.
Oh.
I'm kind of a bit young for that, but you know. Not, but
Not
that's in a
stop
butt,
being
but that's-
stupid
Why do you think I
enough.
got fucking nut socks and a fucking nut brat and fucking nut socks?
You know what's
Nobody
the
wants to hear your.
what's the
autism.
guaranteed best song? You know what that is?
Yeah,
Minecraft
Nan
theme
singing.
song.
Of course.
Creeping
Has to be.
on me.
Oh
No,
me,
Minecraft theme song.
me.
Also,
Oh
yeah.
me.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh man, me.
Wait, let's go into something a little bit more.
So
this.
now there's void
So
battery
way
instead of
back
bloody
in
arc
the mine,
battery.
Got our pickaxe swinging from side to
Void battery
side.
and arc.
Side
You know,
to
void battery
side.
makes it worse
My mom's-
because
Okay, so me and my crush went and hung out like really late at night. It's like fucking 12 at night, right?
Mhm.
We're sitting at this park, and
Yo, you get to hang out with your
like
crush.
we're
What
kind
the
of like
fuck?
I was hanging out with my crush. Yep. And so we're hanging out at the park,
ooh,
right?
Fetty boy got a
And
crash.
I asked her to cuddle with me, so she basically like had her back against me, and my legs were like spread out, and she was like in between my legs, and I got a boner, and she could feel it, and then it
Okay.
was like I was like, I'm sorry, I can't control that, and she's like, I know. I've dealt with this before, and I was like, yeah, I know you have. You sat on my lap a lot, and she's like, yep. Because she used to do it all the time when we were in middle school and like the beginning of high school, and
What the fuck, dude?
So yeah, and
Riley,
then
at that
we ended up
moment, I
making
got
out, and then she's like,
hosed.
"You wanna fuck?" And I was like, yeah." And then as like she pulled down her pants, and then I just started getting soft, like I couldn't get hard.
Whoa,
It was a
ouch,
sad
man.
moment.
That's painful. Yeah.
Oh, no,
I
dude.
was gonna, it
Oh,
was like
no,
in
dude.
the park though,
Oh,
so like I was
Lord.
like mad, like I was like so exposing. I was like I don't know what to do. Same
Yeah.
thing happened again, except I was at my okay, I can't say this one that loud, but so
Oh, no.
I went to my friend's house and her mom and dad
Yep.
weren't home, and
Mhm.
Oh no.
and we started making out, and then we decided to fuck, and we went to her room. We were about to get down and dirty, and then I couldn't get hard again. I just couldn't get hard.
Dude, this is
I
gonna
think
sound.
it
I'm
was
gonna sound
straight
like a
nerves
doctor
that
right now.
just
But
fucked
go.
me.
Maybe you should like that. Yeah, I've rebooted. Maybe you should let.
Again,
no,
this
never
was
mind.
with a girl that I had a crush on.
Oh god.
But like, you know what's fucked? Is the girl that I dated about exactly a year ago. I didn't exactly have a crush on. I just wanted to smash.
That's
I could easily. I got hard enough for her. I don't know why I couldn't for the other two. They were hotter than her.
I know why.
I felt bad.
Maybe because you actually like the other two.
I think it was straight nervousness. I think it was no. I think it was straight nervous. Like they both have fat asses, and I'm just trying to like smash, and I'm sitting here like, dude, why do you gotta be like that? Like, why would they sit on my lap? You'd be like, ding! But like, when we're about to like, get it going. Like, you want to do this? I know you want to. But like, man, why you gotta like? I'm literally sitting there, like, in front of this girl, like talking to my dick, and she's like, dude,
Come
are you
on.
okay? I was like, no, my dick is fucking, he's stupid. My dick hates me. I think I beat him too much, and he's like, and she's like, him, and I was like, yes, his name's Pete.
Oh my god, you
And I'm being dead serious. This is actually true. I'm being dead serious.
Okay,
I was like,
I
bro,
believe you.
she's like, maybe we should just like not. And I was like, yeah, probably. So like, I pulled up my pants and I just like, am that embarrassed?
Oh, no, dude. Oh god. I feel lucky now, dude. I have a working penis.
I think Pete just hates me because I beat it too much. The second chick, she tried to suck me off.
Oh no.
But I had a lot of hair down there, so it was like really hard for her to like even try.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just have an afro down there.
Nice, dude.
Afro man paid me a visit.
I used to be like you. I used to be a hairy boy. Now I shave.
Hey, Jub,
Yeah.
is the S or the C silent in scent?
Scent.
What now?
Scent?
Yeah. The C, right? Yes.
Nope. I think no.
I don't have an answer.
Oh, okay.
I don't have an answer. I mean, I would say I actually wouldn't even know. Fuck. Even if I'm not high, I couldn't answer that.
I think it's the C, because you can clearly hear the S at the beginning, like scent. I don't hear the C.
Well, like scent. Think about it. Like the change scent, sense, like
Yeah, but you don't hear the C.
scent. Like
Yeah, but that's
like
an
when
S.
you're saying scent. Like I have sense. Like
Yeah.
CENTS. Like
What?
change. But like the smell scent. It's pronounced the same way. So wouldn't it be like the S that's silent? We're talking like logically, at least.
Trump wants to know your location.
Yo, do you think sand is called sand because it's between the sea and land?
Sand. Huh.
If money is the
More
root of
like
all evil,
sand,
why
dude.
do they ask for it in church?
Imagine being a popo. Wait, no, that's the police. Wait, I mean, fuck.
Bro, why are babies in the womb for 9 months, but ain't 9 months old when they're born?
Change my mind. Child support
And
wants
if
to
you
know your
drop the
location.
soap on the floor, is the floor clean or the soap dirty?
What kind of answers are those?
What the hell?
How do you throw away a garbage can?
Huh.
How come our nose runs but our feet smell?
Yeah, I know that one.
You telling the truth if you lie in bed?
Right. Not
If only
confusing at
2%
all.
milk is the if only 2% is milk, what's the other 98%?
Jesus.
Why is it called building when it's already built?
Okay, let's stop with these, dude.
Is it fucking with your high?
Yeah, dude. I'm like, you're blowing
I
my
may
mind.
have looked up stoner questions to ask your friends.
Oh, really?
Who closes the bus door after the bus driver gets off?
I'm not, dude. My mind is
Bruh, if
I'm mind
niggas
boggled.
evolved from monkeys, how do we still have monkeys?
My God.
Wait, what?
It says, bruh, if niggas evolved from monkeys, how come we still have monkeys? Why is there a D in fridge when it's fridge, but not when it's refrigerator?
Yeah. Stop with these questions, my brain.
It's gonna blow up.
Yeah, dude.
Bruh, if you think about it, there are more nipples in the world than there are people.
No shit, dude.
That's true.
That's twice
If a
as much.
bunch of
fucking
cats
true,
jump
man.
on top of each other, is it still called a dog pile? That's a whole lot of pussy.